a platform called Cypher Updraft. They have a couple of blogs, and so currently I'm an ambassador for Cypher. And if you are interested in maybe learning about blockchain technology, and you can check out Cypher Updraft. Yeah, so I'll just put this link in the chat box for those who maybe want to check out from their end, so that they can follow through with what you're going through. Okay, I'm pasting it in the group. Back. Yeah, so interoperability. Like I mentioned before, we have a couple of blockchains out here, and in our instance, we can you visualize this with how banks work. Like, let's say you have money maybe in an African country like Kenya, and you want to send money to someone who is maybe abroad in another country like the US. And say your money is in a bank in Kenya, and how do you move your money from a bank in Kenya to a bank that is abroad? So what normally happens is that there's a bank in Kenya, then there's another bank sitting in the middle of the two banks. It's called like a settlement bank, where you move the money to a third party, then the that party pays the one you are sending money to. So in our instance, we have two chains or blockchains, and from my screen we have, let's say, blockchain 1 is Ethereum, then the second blockchain is Polygon. And what we want to do is we want to move money from blockchain 1 or bank 1 to bank 2. And so if we are in blockchain, we run things called smart contracts. So smart contracts are, let's say, like the code that, like a program that is able to like execute code on the chain. And apart from the smart contract, we also have assets. Assets are the crypto tokens, and in instance we have something like USDU or USDC, which is like a dollar equivalent. We have Ethereum, which is the native token of the chain Ethereum. So let's say we have like some bit of Ethereum on blockchain 1, which is Ethereum, and you want to move that amount to maybe blockchain 2, like something like Polygon. So what happens is, this is an instance of interoperability. Like, we want two chains to converse to each other, and we're asking ourselves, how do we make sure they converse rightly, and considering they are all like different technologies, or they are different components. And what we have is a term we call bridging. Bridging is when you move one token from one blockchain to another, and in this instance we'll try to move maybe our tokens from Ethereum to Polygon. Yeah, so how do we what is the first instance that we do? So let's say we have like around assets 3. We have 3 tokens, like 3 USDU on Ethereum. So what normally happens is we move those tokens into a smart contract on Ethereum. And in this case, we said like this smart contract is like a program that runs on the chain, and it's like a vault. So when you move our three tokens or 3 USDC into the smart contract, it's locked. This is still happening on blockchain, like blockchain 1, like the first chain, Ethereum. So when it is locked in the first chain, after that it happens, it's locked, the assets are locked, and so the contract on blockchain 1 has to confirm that you send the assets to it, and it will lock it, so that nobody else can use your tokens. And what happens next is, after that, after the smart contract has like confirmed that your assets have been locked, it sends a message to blockchain 2, or we usually call them proofs, and that is what is happening here at step 3. And first it confirms you send the assets to itself, then it sends a signal to the other party, which is blockchain B or Polygon. It sends to the signal to the other smart contract, which says yeah, actually this person locked a certain amount of funds on our chain, so you can also issue to him an equivalent amount on this other chain. Yeah, so when you lock assets on blockchain 1, then blockchain 2 prints an equivalent of what you locked on this other side, and they call it wrapped. And so that is basically what happens. Like you lock your assets on this one chain, then on the other chain you can it means for you an equivalent amount of what you locked on the previous chain. And normally you'll see these assets being called wrapped because they are a copy of what is on the other chain, but not the actual asset, but a replica of it. And for instance, you'll find there are a couple of them. You'll find wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped Ethereum. Yep. And how do you, let's say maybe you have a question, how do you ensure that people don't, like, after they lock their assets, how do you ensure that people don't like duplicate or don't double spend? So there are a couple of mechanisms that are being used, and one of them is this there are bridges like Binance, which are trusted, like a central authority like Binance. Then in they also are considering blockchain is also like decentralized. They are also decentralized like ways to do that. One of them is like wrapped Bitcoin, and for these are like the biggest asset that is mostly moved, that is mostly breached. And considering Bitcoin and Ethereum are different like ecosystems, is a perfectly good example of when bridges are used. And also there's so we have covered trusted blockchain bridges, which is the Binance bridges is like centralized, controlled by Binance. And then we have the trustless blockchain bridges, which are let's say decentralized. Nobody is controlling them, and it's just logic written on the smart contract that ensures everything is running okay. Then there's federated multi-chain bridges. This is like a company or a person who came up with multiple ways to like create bridges that move across different chains. An example is the liquid network. And so there are a couple of other bridges that you'll find out here. An example is like the Polygon, which has its own bridge that connects Ethereum to Polygon. Yeah, so actually there's one disadvantage of what is bridges is they are very highly hackable. And an example is what happened to Hyperbridge, I think in early April. And someone was able to like you remember how you were talking about when swapping you have to like one chain has to do like a signature, like has to confirm this person did actually deposited, like this person actually deposited some assets on blockchain 1 and we can mint for them in blockchain 2. So what happened is someone faked that signature, faked that confirmation, and they did not actually lock their assets in blockchain 1, which was Solana. And so Hyperbridge was hacked, and I think the person got away with around $72,000. That's around 30 million Kenya shillings. And yeah, so I think that's majorly what happens when you want to breach. So I'm not sure if there's any questions.
Anyone with a question? can just continue.
Alright, so I think that's the simplest version of bridging. So unless this like someone wants to go in depth, but I think also let me just stop sharing my screen. Okay. So I think do you want me to do like an illustration of bridging?
Sure.
Okay. Just give me a minute. I will open my wallet. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So hoping my screen is like visible. So in this instance, I will open like my MetaMask, and you'll find platforms like MetaMask have like simplified the process. So we can just use swap, and you can see here this Ethereum, like this Ethereum on base. This is the small sign is base. Then this USDC on base. So we can switch this to something like I don't know. Let's just use.
You
Yeah.
can't see.
You you can see.
Tunaona tu
Oh, let me.
landing page ya
Okay.
box.
Okay. I think let me try that again. So I'll try to share my entire screen. Nadhani the pop-up in okay. Okay. What about now? Mnaona MetaMask? Can you see my MetaMask?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's visible.
Yeah. So this is this is the MetaMask extension. So for MetaMask they have sorry about that. For MetaMask they have simplified like bridging, and they have just like consolidated everything to swap. So in this instance I have Ethereum on base, and maybe I want to swap it to Ethereum on Ethereum. So I just come here, say Ethereum, choose Ethereum, and say Ethereum, and I choose some particular amount. Five. So here you are given the rate at which you are going to like swap. So you get less equivalent of what you're swapping. Like you see, I'm swapping $1 and I will get 0.9 on a different chain. This is on base, and this is on Ethereum. And so there's a price impact. There's a slippage. How much you're going to let the price have a difference. Then you can swap. Okay, you can view the transaction on our Explorer. Let's give it a minute to load. As you can see here, there's from my wallet to a smart contract that is called the MetaMask Meta Bridge. So what happened here is I transferred my Ethereum to the bridge, then the bridge transferred to like this account, then this account let me like you see there's they move between different accounts, and then lastly they come back to like they how do I say it? They go to a certain like smart contract on base that is owned by this by MetaMask, and it's locked. Then the equivalent of it is sent to my account on Ethereum. Like you can see here, like I was able to deposit this amount to Ethereum. So we can trace this this transaction on so this is like the explorer on base. Then you can try to look for the equivalent on Ethereum itself in the different chain. Let me just look up my wallet. Okay. 1 minute ago. Yeah. So you can see this is the like this address of the smart contract that sent me the money from the other chain. Yep. So this is my wallet. This is the smart contract that sent it. You can look have a view at it, and you can see it's also like a smart contract that also does swapping when you're moving from Ethereum to Base. So it's a two-sided contract. Yep. So we can check back on my MetaMask wallet. Okay. So I had around 2 from here. I moved it from Ethereum, like it's Ethereum on base here, then we moved it to Ethereum on Ethereum. Yeah, so you can see like you're able to swap, like to bridge between base and Ethereum. Yeah. So I think that's it. So if you can explore the blog I pasted. Actually, that's where I learned about bridging, and then you can try it out using some test tokens. Yeah. Thank you. Adrian.
So,
Okay. Thank you.
Fred, I got some questions. Thank you for the presentation. What are the security risks associated with bridging, and what's the current trends with the future concerning the bridging? So it is the current trend.
Oh yeah. So like I mentioned, there's actually some bridges are targeted a lot, and like I mentioned, Hyperbridge was like hacked a couple of, I think in April. Yeah, it's not more than 2 months ago, and what the result was, Hyperbridge have a bounty, have a bug bounty at the moment, and so if you are interested in getting into smart contract security, like reviewing these contracts before they go live in order to prevent people from getting hacked, it's a pivotal moment to move into that if you're interested like in blockchain. And the good thing is people are advised to do your own research. If someone gives you like a blockchain solution, ideally the code should be open source or should be publicly available, because that is the whole idea of blockchain. Everyone can confirm whatever you are saying, or whatever you are saying your product can do. They can review the code, they can review the smart contracts, they can review the logic and confirm it for themselves. So the number one thing we always say is do your own research before you buy a token, before you bridge, before you maybe want to try out a product like a bridge. You have to like check it out. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. And what's the best use cases for cross-chain bridging today in DeFi, payments, NFT, or infrastructures?
So the what you'll find is different regions have like prominent chains. You might find that in Kenya maybe people are using Base a lot, and in Nigeria people are using Solana a lot. So how do you ensure that people are able to like move value between borders, and also to at the same time utilizing what they're already familiar with? So I think that's a place where bridges come in handy. And like we since it's tech, it shouldn't hinder like a transaction between people based because of just being on different chains. So I think that's one really good use of bridges. And I don't know. I think so. I think so. Fragmented systems don't really help help out. As long as people are using different systems, it doesn't. The tech doesn't really help out. So this is a way to like connect different components or different systems to do which are doing the same thing, and they derive value out of them. So hopefully I answered your
What?
question. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What cross-chain products have you seen or build that focus on bridging and interoperability in terms of data, assets in blockchain?
Oh yeah. So actually, myself, I've not built a cross-chain app, but I have a friend. I know someone. Um, if you make, I've come across an app called Minisend. So what they do is they allow you to have your tokens on any chain and then convert them to money on your M-Pesa. Like you have maybe tokens on your wallet, and his app enables you to convert that money into cash that you are sent to your M-Pesa number. So the thing is, his app is cross-chain. You can have assets on Celo, on Base, which other? I think the other four chains is able to support. So it doesn't matter where your tokens are, or where your assets are, or where your money is on what blockchain. Is able to like take your tokens and then send you like the money on your M-Pesa number or bank. Yeah, you can check out. Let me just paste it in the chat. Okay, let me or I can share my screen too. It's no issue. Okay, let me just share my screen for a minute. Yeah, so this is the app. It's called Minisend, and you can deposit your cash on you can deposit your tokens, let's say to this he has a wallet. There's a wallet you can get your wallet, and it enables you to like receive tokens on any chain and convert that into your M-Pesa. So let's see let's see where it says which tokens. So you can see you can receive money on M-Pesa, Nigeria, Ghana. Oh yeah, so it's you can, if you have assets on Base, on Lisk, on Polygon, and on Celo, it doesn't matter which chain on which chain your money is, you can directly deposit it into your M-Pesa. Yeah.
Okay, Fred, thank you for that. Anyone with any question for Fred before Abhishek starts his part? Just raise up your hand.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
I'm
Abhishek.
I'm a very good teacher. Thank you, Adrian.
Thank you, thank you. So maybe you can drop your socials on the chat so that the ones who would like to interact with you can DM you privately in the chat. Okay, Fred?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Abhishek?
Thank you. Yeah. Share. I'm sharing a link.
Abhishek? Okay. Abhishek?
Hello.
Hello, now is your turn. The floor is yours.
I can share my screen.
Sure.
Okay. Screen visible.
Yeah, it is. We can see it.
This presentation led by myself. This topic is one of the most important concepts in our Web3 because the future of blockchain is becoming increasingly multi-chain. Uh, each blockchain operates independent on rules, tokens, consensus mechanism, and applications. The important thing to understand is each blockchain cannot necessarily communicate with each other. So we think of them as isolated digital ecosystems. Sorry. Mm, Without bridges or interoperability protocols, assets and data cannot move freely between these ecosystems. This fragmentation creates scalability and usability challenges in Web3. Instead of remaining isolated systems, interoperable chains can work together. This enables developers to build multi-chain applications and that improves the overall Web3 ecosystems. First is enablers. enables cross-chain payments and asset taken. It's improve liquidity. Users can access asset across multiple blockchains. Third, it improves scalability by distributing workloads across different chains. Overall, interoperability creates a more connected and efficient decentralized ecosystem. What is blockchain bridge? It allows user to transfer assets and data between chains. Just like physical bridge connects two islands, blockchain bridges connect isolated blockchain ecosystems. How bridges work? Assets are locked on a source blockchain. Bridge validators verify the transactions. As we see, equivalent wrapped assets are mint on a destination chain, or particular coin locked on Ethereum or another something blockchains can become wrapped with the particular representation of the token. This process is called lock and mint mechanism. We can see here. After verification, equivalent wrap tokens are created on destination chain. Social set not physically moving between chains. Its value being represented on another blockchain. Mm, Wrapped ETH or WETH represents ETH on another network. Wrapped assets allow user to utilize this token and blockchains where those assets are not natively available. There are some types of bridges, centralized and decentralized. Cross-chain messaging. Today, smart contracts can also communicate across blockchain. This called cross-chain messaging. For example, a smart contract on Ethereum can trigger action on another blockchain automatically.